Future gods and goddesses, welcome back to the channel. I'm Uncle Makara. Let's get started today with today's video. We're talking about robotic affirming. There are a lot of videos on this topic in terms of law of attraction, and whether people agree with it or not, that's their own perspective and opinion. I think it's a very, very profound way in understanding and reprogramming the mind. Okay, some people would say that Neville Goddard never talked about this, but I think he just called it something different. He called it inner awareness or inner conversation. So what are the inner conversations that you're actually having? What is the self-talk like? Okay, if you're trying to manifest something and you're repeating it, but then you're going ahead and doing the opposite of that, there's a hypocrisy. There's a lack of integrity. Lack of integration. When I go to the gym, I understand the basic movement and I lift robotically. Just like that, you have to use your words robotically. When you are creating affirmations, a couple of things to note. One, you've got to say the affirmation in the positive, because the mind does not recognize words like never. It just takes the image of what is being created. So a lot of subliminal makers are messing you up as a byproduct of this. They're saying, I don't want these negative results. That's not how you're going to manifest. You want to state it and affirm it in the positive as if it already is. So I'm not like one of the visualizers or the Goddards or the, Abraham Hicks. I'm not part of any clique, right? I go with what is effective. And that's the mindset of the true manifester. I work with what is effective. Truth is the best measure of effectiveness. Let's go. So if you doubt this technique, you can try it out for yourself. Okay? And tell me if it's going well for you or not. Because chances are you're going to try this and it's going to work. But maybe, again, there might be some nuances to what you did that counteract or contradict your initial intention and manifestation. What Neville Goddard states and he suggests is that you read it until something internally clicks. You have to read it until you are inwardly affected by it. If you're saying, I believe in myself, I believe in myself, I believe in myself, I believe in myself. Can you maintain that one mantra for an entire hour? Can you? I don't know. I'm challenging you. Okay? The reason why the robotic affirmations seem to work is because you're not putting extra stress into it. You can, and I would suggest that you try to change the pitch, the tone, so you create a range of possibilities for yourself, okay? So, I believe in myself. I believe in myself. I believe in myself. I believe in myself. Okay, you keep saying it until it's almost like a tuning fork, right? You're just checking for the right vibration. Once it latches onto the right vibration, you simply drop it. You let it go, okay? So a lot of people would say, like, how many times should I repeat this thing? You will know. You will know, you will know, you will know. It's an internal feeling of, yep, I feel it. Once you feel it internally, that something is shifted internally, you've done the robotic affirmation correctly. That's the robot telling you, mission accomplished. At some point, your mind goes into a loop when you start stressing on a certain thought, whether it be negative or positive, right? So isn't this basic summoning, basic conjuring? I mean, the word spelling comes from spell, okay? So understand this. The language has always been connected to the principle of magic. Okay, abracadabra means I will create as I speak. So do it until it clicks and it becomes a belief for you. And if you're still having a hard time with this, I highly recommend that you prime yourself. What does that mean? You know, when I was doing my father's meditation classes, he always started with a prayer. And I always questioned that. Why did you start with a prayer? And how he explained it is it's almost like a primer. So your mind is ready for the meditation, right? So understand, you've got to sometimes prime yourself before affirmations. Maybe you play a song, a positive, uplifting song, and you change your frequency around. Now, you can also do what I do, and it's very simple, which is state things about you which are 100% true, that are making your subconscious mind go, yep, check, 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 right? It's an internal checkup, a checklist of, yep, the systems are working, and it's going to give you this feeling of certainty within, this conviction within, okay? So I would say something like, I am from India, I am a male, I'm a positive psychologist, I'm a channeler, okay? So that would be ringing 100% true actually for me, okay? So for you, it might be something different that you say to yourself. For you, it might be something different you say to yourself. Now the rule here is, don't choose things that can change over time, okay? That's gonna create some level of doubt or some contradictions. Like for instance, don't be like, I wear glasses, because you can change your glasses, you can wear contacts, it's changeable, it's not tangible, it's not fixed in reality. Like, I'm sure you're not going to change your ethnicity all of a sudden, okay, and claim another ethnicity, unless, who knows nowadays, right? So this is what Dr. Joe Dispenza and the Heart Math Institute, they talk about mind-heart coherence. That's the feeling of when you stop affirming. You get it? That internal click or that internal yes is the same thing as mind-heart coherence. It's a synergy. It's a synchronization. Okay? So why not hemispheres synchronize, okay, as you're manifesting? Why not use Shiva, whose name brings in manifestations instantly, right? And it also sounds like Vashi, which means, magnet or attractive. So Shiva, 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 right? And it keeps going. A loveless person cannot find love. Only a loving person can find love. So don't argue in your mind about the different things that you want. You're like, oh, this person is obsessed with me. This person is obsessed with me, right? And then you go back, maybe you're taking a shower and you have some dark thoughts creep in like, he doesn't care about me. Why isn't he texting me back, right? And all of these different things. Now, the union of the word and the mind creates reality. That's from the Kybalion, Hermetic principles, okay? Keep up, keep up. Don't create arguments in your mind or contradictions after you've stated what you want. Or maybe you just don't know what you want because the outer world has convinced you otherwise, that you have to have this and this and this and this in order to be successful. You've given yourself all these parameters rather than feeling the feeling of success and carrying and embodying it within you. So how I like to do robotic affirmations is I affirm it in different ways. I'll do it in different accents. I love changing my accents. I don't know if you have that skill set, but still it's a fun thing to just at least change the pitch around and so forth. Do what you can, right? Like, I know certain people are better with certain types of voices, and if you want, you can connect it to like a different memory that you had in the past, because whatever you associate in the past is usually the truth, okay? So if you implant false memories in your mind, it will change your waking life today, if that makes sense. So let's say that you've always had an invisible spirit guide of a horse, right? Let's say in an alternate reality, you had this. Now, going back to when you were like 5 years old, imagine that horse like kind of there in the background as you're playing, but you not knowing its existence, right? Create that scenic effect, that movie-like effect in the theater of your mind, okay? The movie theater of the mind, these are concepts from my book TPM, okay? So I have actually trained people in this method as well. So if you want to reach out and train with me to really learn this manifestation tech, which is all from you living your movie. You got to be the main character, okay, in your movie. So you are the one that gets to decide what is allowed and what is not allowed. The union of the word and the mind creates the reality. If you're thinking and saying and affirming one thing, but then you're believing a different thing about it, it hasn't changed into a belief yet. You're doing what we would call wavering with your intent. Thinking about it, worrying about it, complaining about it to others. Simplify it for yourself, guys, okay? Deny it. Do the inner work yourself to release them, but deny it. Don't dwell on it, and understand the primary law. Anything you don't want in your reality, you don't give it attention. Even if there's some random beef that comes out of nowhere, if you give it no attention, it has no energy to bounce off of. You get what I'm saying? So you almost have to stay in your own paradigm with this thing when it comes down to law of attraction. You have to create your own infinity bridge, a place that is your own inner Shangri-La, a safe haven where you can explore and go there whenever you feel that the outside world is becoming too much. A lot of magicians know that, you charge a sigil by putting energy to it. You might burn a candle around that sigil. You might give tributes to that sigil. You might burn it so your subconscious mind forgets about it. You start to create a different relationship with the image. What I mean by that is it's just a bunch of lines, but it has a representative quality to it. So a lot of people, they'll do sex magic towards a sigil and so forth too, which means sending your sexual energy to it. It doesn't always imply ejaculation, okay, but it would still harness the powers of your pleasure receptors, changing that symbology in your mind and kind of magnetizing it towards your pleasure receptors and the idea of reward for you. So that's how I think that sigils would work. Now, this is just a theory. Maybe you can argue with me otherwise, okay, how this works and so forth. I think it has a lot to do with trance channeling and liminal states and allowing yourself to change and transform your subconscious mind, okay? It's a mental tech leading to a spiritual tech, okay? That's what we believe at PRIMAL SUTRA. Anybody can do this. You just need a diligent, sharp mind that is not going to be afraid of facing their darkest fears, okay? You got to open the Bogart door, right? Like Harry Potter, and have it come out, and then you transmute it. Okay, you transmute it. Like, you don't show up in the gym and you start just being emotional. You transmute it, right? You take the emotion that you're feeling and then you put it towards the weights or the exercise. So that's how I want you to think about this when you're robotic affirming. I am emotionally feeling into this thing as if I already have it. I'm grateful, I'm grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm grateful. I'm grateful, I'm grateful, I'm grateful, I'm grateful, I'm grateful, I'm grateful, I'm grateful. I'm grateful, 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 I'm grateful. So this is how you would robotic affirm, okay, according to me. Some people will just say, I'm grateful, without any feeling too. Now, you could do that too, but it's gonna amplify it so much better when you have the feeling with the emotions and you're saying it in different ways. It's almost like you're hitting all sides of the dimensions, right? It is a full spectral thinking that we're getting towards around that manifestation thought. That initial thought can be reframed, said in different ways, said in different languages if you speak multiple languages, okay? All ways, right, to shape your subconscious mind. So very, very powerful tech that I gave you here today. Use it wisely, okay? Share this video with a friend. Help them join our community, okay? We have free meditations, channelings. We also provide people a chance to ask us questions on our podcast. So we have one today, so tap in for that. Savage Shaman Seminars on IMC TV. Let's get it. Upward Spiral Gang, may we never be the same again. Os. Take care.